Decentraland is a browser-based 3D virtual world built on the Ethereum blockchain. It allows users to buy, sell, and experience a real-world environment. Now, let's log in. Let's go to Google and type in Decentraland. Okay, here we are. Let's go ahead and click download. And so we can download it to our laptop or computer, and it's going to go ahead and go through its download stuff. It's going to take a little while to download, so let's just give it a moment here. And then it's going to give us some instructions. So it's really easy to follow along. Downloaded the item and it gives me 3 steps. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. It's going to go through that downloading process. Sometimes it'll be quicker, sometimes it'll be slower. And you just keep hitting next until you actually have it downloaded on your device. So here it's going to download. It's going to take a little while as it kind of works through here. Let's fast forward. Okay, here we go. It's just about done downloading. Now it's going to do the installation. We'll give it a few moments to go ahead and install. Okay, so then it's going to launch. So just one moment here, it will launch our Decentraland. Again, open, install, and then get ready to explore. It's opening up, and we will be there momentarily. How exciting! Okay, and so we're just about done, and there we go. So now we can sign in. I'm going to just sign in with my Google account. You can sign in with your own email or whatever you'd like. And I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my Commonwealth here in just a moment. All right, here we go. We're just about in and now, okay, we're there. That's good. Now, what we want to do here as it's thinking is we're just going to go ahead and continue and see what lies in store for us. There's my character. Don't worry, we can change your character later. So I'm just going to keep going forward and I'll do Prof Cop as my character's name. So that's great. I'm going to, click on the terms and conditions and I'm going to still wave. And now my account's ready. So now that my account's ready, what I can do is I can go ahead and actually start my adventure in Decentraland. So I'm going to be pretty close to doing that. So let's go ahead now and start exploring. So we're going to jump into Decentraland. Well, not so fast. You still got to be downloading some things and some elements. So you sign in for an account, but then you have to download basically the browser for the world, right? So you have one thing setting up your account on the web, and then the other is that we really need to download the software to make this world possible. So you're going to have to go through a few download elements, and you can see here I'm at about 51%. Let's pop back in when we've got it completely downloaded. Okay, we're just about, and now I'm in. Okay, great. So when you first come in, you're going to meet a little robot who is going to walk you through a tutorial. And so you can use your mouse, you left click on your mouse to kind of line up with the robot, and you go ahead and click on the robot, and the robot then is going to give you some instructions. And it's going to be really helpful instructions so that you can start to learn about the world. So you're going to go through a little bit of an exercise here, and so you can see I'm moving around. It tells me I need to left click on it, and it's going to help me with the left click, and there I go. You're going to get a bunch of instructions and it's going to be helpful. So I would definitely encourage you to go through these instructions. It does use the AWS key, but AWSD, but it also allows you to use your arrow keys. So if you want to use your arrow keys, you can go ahead and use your arrow keys as well. The robot's going to give us all of these instructions. You're going to have to jump over some things. Use spoiler alert. You use the space bar to jump. That's pretty standard in lots of online games and spaces like that. And then it's going to give you some more instructions. So if you just go through these instructions, it's going to be really helpful for you once you get into the world. There's an orb that's helping me focus my view. Again, it's a 3D virtual environment. You could wear goggles if you wanted to. You can then move around through this environment. It's very important that you know how to do that. Otherwise, you kind of move a little bit awkwardly, as I'll show you a little bit later on, as my character kind of moves in a strange way. But here we are, and the W key and the space bar, as I said before, and you go ahead and jump it. And the neat thing about the tutorials, it'll show you something, and then it will then allow you to, it'll come back, change camera views, and allow you to go ahead and do that. So that's really helpful. So now here I come down to our robot guy, Tubor, and Tubor is going to give me some more instructions about walking over a bridge, about meeting another character. I'm going to go through character by character to meet all of these folks. Very helpful. All right, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit to meeting the right characters. So bear with me. Okay, so here I am at the next character, and I'm going to introduce myself by clicking on the character. And the character is going to give the name, and the character is going to talk about making friends and all the events that are going on and some other good information. And then he's going to give me something as I go through here. But first, he's going to teach me a little bit of some dance moves. So that's always important. So I'm going to go ahead and click on whatever dance move I want, and that just gives you some practice picking these moves and dancing the moves. He's going to ask you basically to do 3 moves. Okay, so and then we're going to go to the next character. Now notice sometimes you res on top of the other person, so you may have to move your character to see them effectively there. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the DAP because, why not? So again, you go through learning a bunch of moves. Let's fast forward here to the next character. Okay, but first, just a couple dance moves. There I go. Alrighty. If only I could do that in real life. So once you do that, you're going to get a little element for your backpack. So you want to keep that. And then you go to see the next person. So let's go ahead and fast forward to that. Okay, so we're on our way to our next character, and they're going to have you look for some items. So you're going to look around, you're going to find some items, you're going to click on them. So you learn to pick things up and find things that way. So there's 2 items that you're going to pick up, but here's the first one. Once I get it, it's going to show me kind of a closing animation, and I'm going to get a congratulations. Now that I found that item, now I have to go search the other item, which is behind me on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and get that item. Okay, so here I am. I just need to go up of those steps. And once I go up those steps, I'm going to click on the item, my left mouse click, and then the same thing, it's going to close up my item. I'm going to get a congratulations, and then I am going to see the third person. But of course, before I see the third person, I actually get my gift. So that's going to, again, go into my inventory or my backpack. And then once I've got that, I'm going to move up the stairs toward the third individual. And then I'm actually going to um, very excitingly enter into Decentraland. So this is kind of the, again, the test tutorial area. And then once you're through the tutorial area, then you're going to go through the portal and you're actually going to go into Decentraland. So let me continue ascending the steps to meet our third person. The giant yellow arrow should give it away. And right up the steps again, he's waving at me, hello. And there we go. So my third adventure is zooming in on items. So this character is going to explain to me how to do it by pressing V. I'm going to be able to alternate between different camera views, which is really helpful for any virtual world. But that's how it works in Decentraland by the Shift and V allows me to do that. And here you can see I'm going to zoom in on some power items. It's going to eventually open the portal for me, and I'm going to be able to jump into the portal. And this gives you some practice in moving items in this virtual world. So go ahead and give that a shot. So once you've done that, then you go up the stairs, you see Tubor again. Tubor's going to explain to you, okay, now you need to jump through the portals to see what you can do. There's different portals for you to choose from, and you can go ahead and select whatever portal that you want. So this is very important. And also, of course, as with any task, you are going to get the item. So again, we completed the electricity to turn on the portals as part of our tutorial, which is a really nice tutorial way to go through it. And here we've got our item. We've unlocked our item. So we've got that. Then let's just go ahead and jump through the portal. So we're going to get in position here. There's 3 different portals you can choose from. I went to Genesis City. That's probably the way to go. That's kind of, the main place where people kind of hang out and go. So I click on that. It's downloading it. It doesn't take very long to load, actually very quickly. And then once it loads, I'm going to be into the world, which is kind of exciting. Okay, here we are. We actually made it into Decentraland. So you can certainly jump off the diving board if you want to. I'm going to walk around the pool for a moment and kind of see what's there, but you can explore events, you can explore people, you can explore places. So, really exciting world to dive into. So, give it a try. Go ahead and check out Decentraland and see what you think. It's really interesting virtual world to discover.